now, ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present a program undefiled, unadulterated, pure, and simply the best 4.5 minutes of your day or evening. It's the Ernesto Durango Show. So, sit back and enjoy. And now, your host, Ernesto Durango.
Hi everybody, Michael here for Ernesto, and today I wanted to talk about, it looks as though the right wing have finally, absolutely finally, got something that works for them, okay? They have finally got something to help them to defeat those terrible progressives that have been running the country now for the last 6 months. You know, that president and Congress and the Senate. They've just been doing all of these terrible things. They've been doing terrible things like they took an economy that was in the toilet that is now slowly but surely starting to rebuild itself. I think in yesterday's figures, the unemployment rate actually dropped a little tiny bit, and the amount of people, that were losing jobs was actually reduced by half. Okay, so that was kind of good. The stock market's up. I don't know if you've been watching it, but closed over 9,300 yesterday. Pretty good stuff. Okay, all kinds of things. Credit is starting to open up again. I'm in a service business that was pretty much tied to real estate. Went for a year doing absolutely nothing. Just living off the reserves. It is now building back up again, slowly but surely. And actually pretty nice. We've been having some pretty good months here, and it's, starting to reinvent and build itself up again. But you know what? That right wing, they are just so mad. But now, with this healthcare debate, they may have come on to something, okay? They may have just finally found something that is going to work for them. And you know what that is? It's not talking about the issues. It's not discussing what they think is wrong with healthcare. It's not presenting alternatives to Obama's health care plan. No, it's much better than that. It's to show up at town hall meetings and disrupt. That's right, not only at town hall meetings, but anywhere you can on the internet. Stop all conversation and disrupt and start using all kinds of bad words and put Nazi signs on Obama's face and do all kinds of wonderful things like this. Just totally disrupt and say, we're ordinary Americans and we're just really upset. Well, what are you upset about? I just don't want this health. Why don't you want the health care? Rush told me not to want. It is working for them. In Tampa the other night, we had a town hall meeting that was supposed to, it was in a place that would hold about 250 people. About 1,500 people showed up, and there was no discussion. There was fights, there was disruption, there was people throwing things. It was all of that, and it's all over the news. And all you're hearing is, well, gee, these are just ordinary Americans who are just showing their disdain. No, they weren't showing their disdain. They weren't talking about the issues. They weren't asking questions about the issues. They weren't offering alternatives. They were disrupting, okay? And by golly, that just seems to be working for them. I think that Rush Limbaugh and Glenn Beck and Sean Hannity, they might be onto something here, okay? Because, logic hasn't worked for them. Their arguments hasn't worked for them. Their plan hasn't worked for them. None of their ideas at all have worked for them. They're all outmoded. They're all outdated. They're not helping Americans. So they've got a new idea. Let's just totally disrupt. Let's call people names. Let's yell. Let's scream. Let's push. Let's shove. It seems to be working. Or is it? Let's think about this for a little bit. Is that really working? Will it eliminate the health care bill? It just might. Will it defeat all of the or some of the ideas of this administration? It just might. But what's it going to do for us? It's going to do nothing. The big healthcare companies, they're loving it. Okay, it's going to leave things status quo. Nobody's looking at the plan. Nobody's offering ideas. They're just disrupting and getting people to not like each other. I hope that doesn't work. For Ernesto Durango, I'm Michael Gross.